Welcome back, everyone, to a brand new box office breakdown show here on Max Talks Movies. My name is Max Dinenberg. Today, we're going to talk about this past weekend's box office, the last box office weekend in the month of March, March 31st to April 2nd. We're also going to talk about the domestic and worldwide numbers so far this year and preview the last month of not being in the summer in a while. It'll be the last month of spring for movie season, as we're going to break down all the movies that are releasing in order in the month of April. So welcome back to a brand new video. If you're joining me for the first time, I do the show every single week. So please subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when those videos drop. Other than the show, I also do movie reviews, movie rankings, and also TV show weekly reviews, including reviews right now for The Mandalorian. So please subscribe, ring the bell. If you're new, comment down below. What did you see in theaters this past weekend? What are you going to see this upcoming week, as we have some movies hitting instead of Friday, Wednesday this week? So how is your movie schedule planning out for the week? And also, please like the video, guys. The thumbs up button that takes support the channel. So because it's a long video, let's get into it. In first place, not shockingly, the last movie of the month in first place, which is Paramount's Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves from Paramount, getting $37.2 million in its opening weekend. I think this could be another solid win for Paramount. This is not a monstrous success. It was projected around the 25 to 30 range heading into the weekend. So I guess the 37 is better than what most experts predicted. But the question is, can it continue? Clearly, this is supposed to be setting up more likely an entire franchise for Paramount. And I think what's really going to be crucial is that what's bad for Dungeons and Dragons that this weekend has probably the biggest movie of the month of April coming out. And it's in the same kind of family genre. So right now it's all about if the word of mouth of this movie can really drive it for long-lasting success at the box office. Again, A-, I think, cinema score, near 90% on Rotten Tomatoes for critics. I think over 95% for audiences on Rotten Tomatoes. So overwhelmingly, the word of mouth is very good. But the question is, with really this upcoming week's movies coming out, how big of a hit will Dungeons and Dragons take? And beyond that week, can it sustain it? Again, it took IMAX theaters away from John Wick Chapter 4, but it's only going to have IMAX theaters for 4 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 5 days, Friday through Tuesday. And Super Mario Brothers will take those IMAX screens starting on Wednesday. So we'll see if only being in premium screens for 5 days will hurt this movie moving forward. But I think it's a solid start for Dungeons and Dragons. But again, can't really deem it if it's going to set up a franchise or not based on box office until a couple more weeks. In second place from Lionsgate is John Wick Chapter 4. In its second weekend, it dropped 62%. It's up to 28.2 million this weekend. It's up to 122.8 domestic. These are very good numbers for John Wick Chapter 4. A big win for Lionsgate. Again, the budget for this movie is over $100 million. And it's already at 122 domestic alone. We'll get to its worldwide numbers in a second. A lot of people, as they should, are comparing John Wick Chapter 4 to Shazam. And again, the spoiler, but Shazam is already out of the top 5 in its third week. Again, both films are $100 million budgets. Shazam right now in 3 weekends is at 53.4 million, including this past weekend, and John was at 122. So one was a total bomb, and this movie is going to be very well in a franchise best for John Wick Chapter 4. We'll see. I think there were also speculation that because of the overwhelmingly box office success this movie was, that there now is some rumored talk about John Wick Chapter 5 being put back on the table, because obviously this is a huge success. I think they want to build off of that. Again, before the movie come out, I think Keanu Reeves and director Chad Stahelski did both say that this is the last John Wick film, and they're going to focus more on the spin-offs. Again, still a ballerina film coming out, Ana de Armas, and a Continental show led by Ian McShane is definitely still in the works, and I think ballerina is already in post-production, coming out next year. But we'll see if this does bring back Keanu wanting to come back for another John Wick. In third place is another religious-based film. This is from Angel Studios. It's His Only Son, getting 5.5 its opening weekend in only 1,900 theaters. Again, these religious films, a lot of these big-time studios used to make these type of religious films like 20 years ago. But all of a sudden, that has kind of dipped off a bit. And now you're seeing independent studios and filmmakers making these, and it's still doing well. So there clearly is a market out there for these heavy religious conservative films. So we'll see if more big-time studios want to take these films onto themselves. In fourth place is Scream 6 from Paramount. Again, also Paramount in its fourth weekend. It only dropped another 36%. It is up to 5.3 this past weekend. Now it's domestically at 98.2 million. So by the time I talk to you here next Monday, Scream 6 will get to the $100 million domestic mark. It'll be the first time for this franchise all since Scream 2, all the way back in the late 90s. So a monster success again for Paramount. Made it very much on the cheap again. There hasn't been a lot of talk, though, about Scream 7, so I'm very interested in that, if it's waiting for the $100 million mark to be broken before they announce another Scream film officially. But I think another huge help for this movie is star power. Jenna Ortega, the last film did very well, Scream 5, but this film, I think, really boosted off of the success of Wednesday and of bringing back Kirby back into the franchise. So big win. Paramount continues to have some winners, and again, 2 of the top 4 are in this top 5. And wrapping up the top 5 from United Artists is Creed 3 in its 5th weekend. It's up to $5 million domestic, 39% drop, and now 148.5 domestic. Again, a monster success for this franchise, and a monster success for Michael B. Jordan, who's not just the star of this movie, but also directed it. Again, we will see as the Jonathan Majors saga continues. Again, it's clearly not hurting it both on iTunes or at the box office. But we'll see for Jonathan Majors. This could be his last kind of big time role in a while. But still, Creed 3, a very much big success for this franchise. As we move into domestic numbers, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, still biggest movie of the year here in the United States and Canada, 212 domestic so far. Creed 3 at number 2 with 148.5. John Wick Chapter 4 is now the 3rd film of the year to get to over $100 million, and we're only in April, beginning of April. So that's a really good sign for this year. But 122.8. Scream 6 will be the 4th film over $100 million next weekend. It's at 98.2. And Megan is sitting at 95. The rest of the top 10 is A Man Called Otto, Cocaine Bear, Shazam! Fury of the Gods, only at number 8. Unbelievable. Jesus Revolution, and 80 for Brady. We get to the worldwide numbers. Again, for the only American films in the worldwide top 10 is 2 Chinese films remain at the top 2. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is sitting at number 3 worldwide with 466. Just really bad numbers for Disney. And now with the unlikeliness scenario of now Jonathan Majors' career now in question after these allegations, we'll see where the Marvel Cinematic Universe moves on from here. Creed 3 is the number 4. It's made 260 worldwide. Just great numbers for Creed 3. And then John Wick Chapter 4 getting up to number 5 worldwide, 244.7. So it's already broken even worldwide in just 2 weekends on a $100 million budget. For a non-superhero film, those are fantastic numbers for John Wick Chapter 4. Scream 6 is at number 7. It's at 1. We're right now 147 worldwide. So it's already past $100 million worldwide, but domestically, it's a big deal for Scream 6. And then Shazam! Fury of the Gods just gets into the top 10 with $119.8 million. So this is still pretty much way lighter month than March. I don't think we're going to have as big of a month of March until we really get to June. But March was a great month of movies, as a lot of people are getting ready for the summer, which really kickstarts with Guardians starting in early May. But for this, coming soon to theaters now, this upcoming Wednesday, instead of Friday, the Super Mario Brothers movie, which is supposed to be a mega hit for Universal. And you're seeing a lot of big-time studios, especially Spider-Verse trailer is coming out tomorrow. Get a Blue Beetle trailer coming out. A lot of these movies are trying to get trailers to play in front of the new Super Mario Brothers movie. So that is from Universal and Illumination. That comes out Wednesday, as well as the awards and people saying movie of the year hopeful Air, the film from director Ben Affleck and starring Matt Damon and him. That movie also comes out this Wednesday in theaters. The following week, which is a 9-day break, April 14th, you're going to have 3 movies. You have The Pope's Exorcist hitting theaters, as well as the Owen Wilson film Paint. And the big movie that weekend is Renfield, which hits theaters as well, April 14th. So we'll see about that as well. As we also go throughout the month, Evil Dead Rise comes out April 21st, the new film in the Evil Dead franchise, as well as Beau is Afraid from Ari Aster and A24. It was just played at a festival, and it's supposed to be doing very well. But that basically wraps up the month of movies. It's not a big time month for movies as everyone is just getting ready for the absolute spectacular slate that is hitting theaters this summer. So that is the month of April. I have more reviews, of course, coming this week. I'll have a Mandalorian review on Wednesday. Later in the week, you'll have my reviews of Super Mario Brothers and Air. More videos to come. I will talk to you guys soon.